I shouldn't, I don't know that I would say tame. Wrestle is a good one, because you don't really want to tame the spirit, but you do have to admit that the book is a picaresque in many ways. People often say it's one of those. And episodic doesn't have the same through line as a play wants to have. So one of the early things that we came upon was this notion. It's in the book, obviously, but we wanted to emphasize the mother-son relationship and the fact that this play is about that sequence of events that got Ignatius to leave New Orleans when it never seemed like he was going to. And in that way, you know, I was going to compare this play to two other plays. In one sense, there's kind of a glass menagerie thing going on. There is the story of a guy who's got to leave the single mother, pardon me, that he's lived all his life with, who's protected him, cared for him, and suffered under him, and who wants to have a life of her own. And a fellow very talented, but very different from everybody else, who lives in a bit of a cocoon, which is either his home or New Orleans. But to go into the next thing, he's got to tear things apart with her, and, as you know, if you've read the book, leave the city once and for all. So there's a, you know, kind of a lovely Tennessee Williams thing going on in there too. The other play I always think of, it's like if you took Sheridan Whiteside and put him in a really bad outfit and dropped him into this world. He's a character not only different because of his looks, but because of his concerns, his erudition, his diction, his articulation. I was passing a picture of, you know, when you did Butley some years ago. There's a resemblance to Ben Butley too. You know, and these characters are very well known in drama. They're known in Falstaff, characters out of Moliere. So I think once you find whatever that theatrical template, then that's the thing you emphasize. Other writers might emphasize more of that circular nature. There are going to be things that, if you're a devotee of the book, you're going to say, how come we cut that? Or how come this isn't in there? And it's like, well, go read the book. You know, it's still there. It's kind of like, it reminds me of my son when he'd go to Harry Potter movies and he'd say, Dobby the elf doesn't look like that. And so naturally, we want people to come to the play who have read the book and say, yes, they've honored the book and the characters are there. But, you know, you can't slavishly try to impersonate what you think other people have experienced of the book, because that's a fiction experience. But yeah, it's always been trying to find that through line and never forget the ensemble. You know, that central story is terribly important, but what happens in the course of the play emanates and affects all of those other people that make up, you know, the carnival around them. And Ignatius ends up changing most of their lives better.